Hey, you guys. My sister's been down visiting me, so I've been busy. So I haven't been able to come and hang out here. Plus, working. You know, still a little behind in a little money making. But wonderful things are happening, I guess. But listen, it's cool to have my sister around. Listen, I was on the computer a couple of days ago. One of my Mandela buddies. Well, I don't know how much he likes me or not because sometimes I make fun of him about his flat Earth ideas. But even his Bible ideas, he's having something going on. You know. Uh, but anyways, his name is Evan Powers, and he's a different guy. He's going after all. He's got a lot of people. That listen to him and watch him, and if you look at him, it's kind of going crazy. I think he's going crazy. But anyways, his question and idea is that the authenticity of the Bible. He's changing his faith around, and so I thought I would do something for him if he wanted to read this or listen to this, and also for newbies that are part of the channel and are kind of grasping what we're doing here. But basically, we're not atheists either. We are strong believers in this energy, that makes and breaks things in our universe, and that has to do with frequencies between that of a beta frequency, beta and delta. Those are basically the vibrations that are dealt towards human beings, and things that are living. It's those frequencies. You have the lower side, and what lower energy does to us. Actually, lower energy in our world brings us to life, brings vibrating energies into the solid. So it's a physical thing, And so, but when you get up into these regions of God, all right, of like, the divine, it's split into two. They don't tell you that all the time right off the bat, but you'll find that there's no creator and destroyer, the good and the bad. It's always a duality. It doesn't mean that it has a penis and a pussy on it. It means that it's a positive energy and a negative energy. And how do you go about representing those things? By making words into flesh. And that's what our Bible does. So you don't have to necessarily guess the authenticity of our Bible alone. But if you didn't know that, if you weren't reading the King James Bible version of this, then no, you do have a lot of problems. And, taking word for word, yes, that's how I mine the Bible. Taking those words and finding out what they really mean, taking the names of these people that are in these long lists, changing their names into what their names mean, and you have a whole nother story that comes out, and it's no coincidence. There's also a code, 1 through 9, that shows up in all these books, anything that has to do with this energy called God. This duo energy that everyone says is one. I had a conversation with a lady last night while I was eating, and she says, that she's really partial to, I told I told her I was outside. Some people showed up and said, hey, this is Rick Worth. This is a painter, local artist in town and teacher. So anyways, she also asked what else I do. And I said, well, I also teach esoteric sciences. And she goes, well, some people don't want to know that. And I said, well, it depends on what they think about that. Really, it's just this idea of understanding yourself and this thing called God. And gnosis is an idea of knowing God. No one wants to know that. They've been scared out of it, for years and years. Don't go there. Come to us. It's far too dangerous for you to go and find a maker on your own. The Pope just said that less than a year ago, this new one. And so, you've got to believe them because, you don't have your own mind, And, you can't. But, once you find that you learn some things, there are lots of knowledge. There's lots of knowledge out there that tells you about yourself, and of course our Bible and this code that we've discovered actually talks about a place that's inside of us, that's a natural way of contacting this, and being one on one, mano mano. Now you're one with God, you know, and it takes a certain physical workings for the human body to be able to go up in there and trick that switch. There's no preacher that can do this, and of course no bad Bible can do it either. You have to have the one that's got the written words in it that are made so that you can see the spirit of the text. So, Evan, this is the idea, and there you'll just Google this, okay, because I don't have the numbers. But the idea is that, there's a reason why Jesus spoke in parables, and that he says that none of us were worth it, or worthy of the truth, so he told us parables, and that we had to seek the truth from those. And of course, everyone reads them word for word. I listen to you word for word, and you're right. Heaven is at hand now, and it's also at this hand. This is what Moses teaches us, and Jesus says, Moses, what's that in your hand? He says, it's my staff. And he says, toss it on the ground. And he tossed it on the ground, it turned into a snake. Oh, it freaked him out. So he says, God says, grab a hold of the tail of that. And he grabbed a hold of the tail, and it turned back into a staff. This is our kundalini. This is conversation is spoken to us in dark language. What is at hand? And Jesus teaches us the way, and the way is the 7 churches and the 7th, the chakra system. It's just so beautiful, and that's how the number system is laid out. Just like in the, no one is live, no one is real. There's no Noah. There's no one in there that's real. The only people that are real in all of world's kingdoms of Scripture is Muhammad. I'm telling you that. I don't believe there was ever a Buddha, and I don't believe there was ever a Krishna. These are all entities telling this story that is so mechanically written. It couldn't be handwritten by one person or different people without using this code. And it just won't be done otherwise. It's so mechanical. It's ethereal, and it runs through all texts that have anything to do with this energy of Elohim, of God, of the maker, the creator, the source. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. And, they say Jesus, you can't get to this place without Jesus, Well, you can't get to this place without her either. She's the right hemisphere of our brain. They don't tell you about her. They don't tell you about her at all. But it's the right side. It's the creative side. It's the loving side. It's the, it's aspirations. It's where you want to bring things to a higher level and stuff like that. But no, let's not go in there and turn it on for real. Oh, hell no. That's sacrilegious, it's connecting you to God, and religion does not want you to connect. They want you to connect to them, all right? And yes, that's Lucifer. That is the lower mind, the lower conscious. This lower energy sucks them in. They're the ones that are drinking from this, from this horror of Babylon. Babylon is no city, no state, no country. No, it's the lower mind. So it's actually everything. It's earth. Earth. Earth in the Bible is representing the lower mind. Heaven is representing the mountain, the higher side. Honor mother and father. Jesus says, love thy neighbor like you love yourself. Listen, I love you. Evan, if you ever come around and listen, this is only like 10 minutes long. Stay around. Look at some of these things. Look up what religion does. You don't be afraid of your Bible, but make sure it's the right one. Don't throw everything out with the baptismal water. All right? I love you. Take care of yourselves.